I'm not a huge fan of unsolicited advice, and I'm probably not wise enough to be dishing out advice. But but I think it would be great if it was a bit more normal if men took other men out for meals as friends. You know, if you've got a mate, take them out and buy them dinner, because you know it's often debated about whether on dates men should pay or not for their women's food. Pay for the woman's food. I mean, even saying those words out loud, it just seems so fucking dumb and stupid to me, and so patently against this basic notion of equality that we're meant to all pretend is there somehow until it is there, which apparently it's not ever going to be, it would seem. I'm not going to get into that because this is like, it's one of those things I try not to think about too much, is the dynamic between men and women. But suffice it to say, it's I've paid for a lot of women's meals over the years, and there's something particularly disheartening about paying for a woman's food who then basically she reveals that you weren't attractive enough for her to fuck. It's like, what? Why did you let me pay for your food? You knew I'm just wasting my money. Why do you want to date with someone you don't want to fuck? What's that about? Don't even get me started. But it occurs to me that even if you're fortunate enough to be with an enlightened woman who is a feminist, who acts according to her principles of equality and splits the bill with you whether or not she wants to fuck you, that basically men never get a meal paid for by anyone, right? Because at best you can hope to split the bill. It's very, very rare. I think it's only happened to me 2 or 3 times in my many years of dating way too many people that a woman has paid for. I mean, it's never even been a meal. It's been like a coffee and a sandwich, maybe. That's what we're worth, guys. Coffee and a fucking sandwich. No 5-star Michelin restaurants for you, motherfuckers. So why not take out a friend? And, you know, all that money I've basically wasted on dates that go nowhere with women who weren't even that into me, when a lot of my male friends are like struggling with like suicide and depression and would actually probably really appreciate really appreciate someone actually showing that they value them by taking them out for a nice meal. Like, why not do that? Spend some money on your bros instead of on trying to negotiate weird sex stuff with women who don't actually value you. And you know, if women really do value you and want you and are attracted to you, they don't give a fuck if you buy them food or not. So please stop doing. I don't do it. I avoid dinner dates. This is like a fucking ritualized humiliation of men. The whole, you know, normalized dinner date standard dating culture is like constantly men being expected to show deference and like valuing of women that you're probably not even that into. It's all bullshit, isn't it? I kind of get it, because when you really do value a woman and she is a fucking goddess, you're like, okay, I'm not going to ask this one to split the bill. So it kind of does mean something in a way, you know, and so I guess that's why women care. But you know, often you're on a date not with a goddess, but you're on a date with a human being who's your equal. Excuse me. And it's pointless to pretend otherwise for some like narcissistic ego game. You know, just to pretend that she's a goddess and she appears as a goddess and you really are super into her. What's the point? Sometimes it's just 2 people wanting a good time and having sex, right? So anyway, buy your bros a fucking meal, guys. Take them out to a nice restaurant, have a good conversation, talk about shit. Yeah, and I know I might get some flack for some of the things I've said in this, especially from women who feel that men should pay for dinner, or that when men do pay for dinner, they shouldn't feel entitled to sex. Of course, you should never feel entitled to sex, but I mean, imagine how you would feel if you were expected to pay for a man's meal, and then you said, "Hey, you want to come back to my place for some coffee?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm not really sure if you're attractive enough. I need more dates." What? You wouldn't put up with that shit. So if you're going to live by the golden rule of treating people how you want to be treated, then don't give me that shit. Because you wouldn't want to be treated in that way, would you? You wouldn't want to be expected to pay for your date's food only for them to say, "Yeah, sorry, you're not good enough to suck my dick." I'm sure that would make you feel kind of devalued and like used, and like you'd wasted your time and money, because it's a date. And so why would they be on a date with you if they didn't think you were hot enough to fuck? That would be bullshit. So what is this weird game? What is this weird expectation? Anyway, I promised I wouldn't get into that, but I can't resist it, can I? This is meant to be encouraging my male viewers, fans, probably not viewers, to buy their friends, their male friends, a meal as a way of showing them that you value them, and having a nice time, instead of wasting that money on women who don't give a shit about you when your friend probably does. Think about it, do it, try it. If we made this normal, it'd be great, right? Imagine all your friends calling you up, being like, "Yeah, mate, I'd buy you some food, man. I'd take you out for dinner." It'd be great, right? But you can only make that culture happen if you start doing it yourself and normalizing it and encouraging other guys to do it as well. And yeah, I hope you heed my words.